Hello fellas, it's Gav. Thanks for joining me on this channel update. It's good to be back. This is hopefully a quick video for all your sakes. Just to say what's happening, what's been happening and what is going to happen in the future. Basically, as you probably, if you checked out, was it my last video or the video before, I'm not sure. I was having real broadband problems. You know, we have only had the cheapest broadband out there. You know, it was like two tins with a piece of string in between, and it's got me by. But for some reason, the last few months, it's just got worse and worse and worse. And you know, it was taking hours and hours to load. You know, even a couple of minute video up, and it was, and even that would fail, even putting it on overnight. So it just got to the point where it just wasn't worth it, and you were rushing through things. Again, that's probably a good thing for you guys. But there was, you know, there's lots of bits and things I'd like to do. You know, I'm a painter by profession, trade, whatever you want to call it. You know, commission painter rather than a house painter. You know, I'd like to do bits of, and I don't mean this in a big-headed way, because I do think, you know, we're a tiny segment of the wargaming stroke YouTube general community out there, and it's nice if we put up more sharing type of videos, you know, of how you paint, you know, whatever standard you paint to, just putting up tutorials on how you paint things. It doesn't have to be, you know, you sat there painting along. You know, you could just be showing a figure and showing the type of paints you used on it, the brands of paints, you know, that type of thing. And there is a lot of people doing that already, or well, a small amount of people in a small dusty community like ours. But you know, there's, I mean, obviously Loki puts them up, Vermilion Hue puts them up. You know, there's lots of guys that, you know, are obviously doing show and tells. You know, Wargaming with Gary, Fraser, Enigmatic Gamer. Did I say that right? I'm not sure. Mary Hinge. You know, there's loads of guys, and there's loads I've probably just missed out. And you know, I don't mean to do that on purpose. That, you know, I wasn't going to mention any names, and as usual, you start waffling and you move off topic. But for me, for the rest of this year, it'll be the usual Gav's cruddy desk, as you can see now. You know, with whatever happens to be on it at the time. As I say, this isn't an advert, but I'm a commission painter, so a lot of what you see might be quite samey. You know, because obviously it depends what I'm painting. I do a few bits and pieces for myself. I'll just give you a quick run through of some front ranks I've been painting. These are just, oh sorry, I'm trying to do this, get everything in focus. Anybody that's interested in starting up 28mm Napoleonics, I don't think you can go far wrong with a front rank figure. I've still got to do the badges on the tails of these, but he's almost done. I've only put these up just to sort of show something as I'm waffling. Got to tidy him up a bit yet still. But yeah, I'd like to do a few tutorials. Obviously I do a fair amount of Napoleonic painting, so maybe you know, just showing you how I paint whites, different colour whites, maybe some faces if you're interested. How to use, you know, that there's no right or wrong way of painting. You know, you go with what you want to do really, but there's a lot of different ways of painting, and I always think if you look at loads and loads of people's painting and take out the bits that work for you, you can't go far wrong. One top tip from Gav is don't talk and paint at the same time, otherwise you put a dirty grey stripe over your horse's tail. I didn't cry much when I did that. But again, this is just really as I'm waffling, just to show something off. And I'll cut to some ABs in a minute. But yeah, maybe some tutorials on you know, painting different aspects of naps, or sorry, figures in general. You know, I love my sailing ships, and I'd like to do a couple of tutorials, which I had tried. I'd done a few videos and they just, obviously I just couldn't load them up. So I'm going to try that again. A few sailing ship tutorials, you know, how I put the rigging on and things. I mean, that should be a laugh in itself. I've got some other bits and pieces. I haven't gone away from a 10mm. It's just I've got a lot of commission work on at the moment, and you do tend to find as a commission painter, if you start doing too much of your own, the commissions start getting pushed to one side, and you can't afford to do that. Or let's put it this way, my wife won't let me do that. So I have got bagfuls of 10mm to do the Jacobites for my 10mm League of Augsburg army, but that'll be done when it's done. Chris from Van Dyke Miniatures dropped a comment down on the 10mm Facebook group saying he's got some more machine guns and things for his Belgium and Germans for the 1914. And then again, anybody that has seen some of my videos, I'm a Great War buff, and especially the first few months of the Great War. So I'm looking forward to painting those up, and my plan is with those to do maybe some I don't know if we'll call them battle reports, but it'll just be a case of, you know, maybe showing some scenario, what happened with, you know, different parts of that time period, using the figures. So yeah, there's lots of things I want to do. It's hopefully now I've got some broadband and I can load some videos up and bore the pants off everybody. Because I mean, you look at the amount of videos that are going on at the moment, and there's not loads being loaded up. Maybe that's just because, you know, people tend to go into hibernation at this time of year. I'm not too sure, but hopefully I'll be bringing up some more vids anyway. So I'll have a quick shoot to these ABs, see if I can pick one up without dropping them all. These are Saxon foot artillery. Sorry about my hands getting in the way. That's something I'm going to have to, if I'm ever going to do any tutorials, is how the heck you paint with a camera. I've got no idea yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So I'm not going to go into depth with those. There will be some vids coming up of Saxons in the next few days. So guys, thank you very much for indulging this spiel. I've waffled a bit, but it's only because I want to see how long it takes me to do a 7-8 minute video. So thanks a lot for stopping by and taking a look, and I'll catch you again with some new vids soon. Cheers.